I believe in you and your ability to love your home more and create a space that blesses you every day. And I'm here to help you, to motivate and inspire you. I'm tackling cleaning in my own house and also doing some home improvement projects. And I hope watching this puts you in the mood to do those things you want to get done in your own home. I'm getting started in my bedroom, which is pretty common for me. I've passed out chores, so most of the other rooms are taken and being cleaned by the kids, and I'm going to be working on my bedroom and my kitchen. I definitely love having my bed made in the morning. It gives me an immediate sense of accomplishment, and when I look at an unmade bed all day, I just feel gross. My cat loves my bed too, so I take the lint roller to the bed, and that gets all of the cat hair off. And then when I'm done with the lint roller, I do store it with that last layer of fur on, and then it doesn't stick to everything, and I'm just getting off little spots of dirt that he left. Every morning, my kitchen tells the story of everything that went on last night after the dishes were done, and then there's a little bit of morning coffee mess, so I just like to get it quickly picked up. I like to clean first thing in the morning. I'm a morning person, so if it's going to happen, it's most likely going to happen in the morning. This is the time where I'm hitting the reset button. In my head, I'm thinking about what would need to be cleaned if company came over, and I'm making it company clean. And then later, I can tackle projects, but if those projects don't happen, then they're just bumped to the next day. I find that when things are initially put away and the house is in order, I'm more clear-minded and I'm at peace. I know a lot of people like to go to bed with a spotless house, and to be perfectly honest, I would love to go to bed too with a spotless house, but I don't have the energy to do it, so it has to wait until the next day. Here I'm cleaning the overhead fan, and this area that holds the light was really greasy and I hadn't pulled it down in a long time. I didn't even remember how to pull it down. So at first I was trying to clean it, and then I realized I could actually pull it off, put it in the sink with some soap and get it scrubbed up and put it back up, and that's what I ended up doing. The glass on my stove wasn't that dirty, so I'm just using an all-purpose spray. I'm using the lime and sea salt method spray cleaner and just wiping it down. If you're new here, you might not know, I have a video on how to clean a glass stove top. And this one is quite old and it's still pretty shiny. And so this video is to help anyone who's struggling with that brown, burnt on food stuff that ends up there that's really hard to get loose. I'll leave it linked at the end of this video as well as in my description box below in case watching it might help. And this feels so good to look at. It's now the next day and I have a few DIY projects to get done. First, I am potting a red geranium and I'm going to be putting it right under our hummingbird feeder. I hope it attracts even more hummingbirds. We do have one that's been coming daily and I would love to attract more. The kids and I just love watching the hummingbird. I have a video on how to make the wreath over my head. I can also have that linked below. And there's my beautiful geranium. I just love it. Here in the backyard, we have this raised garden bed. We were going to pull it out this spring, but the kids wanted to put some vegetables in, so we have some cucumbers and peppers and regular tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, and carrots, just a few of everything, more of a hobby garden, and we're adding a few flowers. I like to be able to look out my kitchen window and see some color, so this is the very spot that I see when I look out my kitchen window. These are large impatiens that I'm planting here today. I had just bought some marigolds that I'm planting around the tomato plants because this helps keep the tomato worms off. I do need to get some more because I want to put them across the front and across the back. It also keeps deer away from the tomatoes, and I did an experiment one year where I put some potted tomato plants on the deck and I did one pot with marigolds, one pot without marigolds. I went out one day and the pot with no marigolds was covered in tomato worms. The pot with the marigolds had none on it, so I definitely know it works. This is a wall over my basement stairs, and I'm gonna redo this area for my frying pans. You might remember I already did this side on the right so that I could put my pots there, and now I'm gonna do the left for my frying pans, and I'm pretty excited about it. I am always on the hunt for more efficient storage and buying up real estate in the house that's being wasted. I needed a little extra help with a pencil sharpener that was screwed into a stud, so my husband took care of that for me. Now I'm just patching the holes with DAP and then I can get painting. When I did the wall on the opposite side, I was using leftover paint. It's by Behr and it's called Frost. And this time I went to Lowe's, so Lowe's matched it with the Valspar. I never used the Valspar before, and at first I thought I was doing something wrong because it's a bit thinner than Behr paint, and so it was going on thin, and I didn't know if I might have to do an extra coat, but as it turned out, thankfully, one coat was enough. You'll see me going back over certain areas because I was trying to get it on thick so that I wouldn't have to do that second coat. My next project in this area is going to be to use shelf liner on those shelves that you see over my head that I'm utilizing, which is the underneath of the stairs that go to our second floor. It's all rough wood, so there's really not a whole lot I can do with it, but I thought if I could put down some contact paper or shelf liner, it'll just make it look that much nicer. I'd love to know if you're using any unique spaces in your house for storage. I'm always looking for ideas, and it also might help someone else who's watching and commenting. Painting's done, and this is how it looks after we get the first few hooks up. We're going to be putting a couple more, but I'm pretty happy with it. My last project of the day is up over the sink on this window. My husband had reframed the window, which you might have seen in a previous video, and we had painted it, but there were nail holes that needed to be filled. Also, where we joined the two pieces of wood up in the corners, there was gaps, so I got some DAP, and DAP is amazing. I'm going to link it below for you. It works so well, and it's very, very paintable. So I'm covering up all my little holes. I'm using mostly my finger because I just found it a lot easier, and I'm wiping off the excess, scraping it with my putty knife, and then I'm going to give it one more coat of paint. It's actually the same color that I put in the hallway of the basement stairs. I really hope this video was a motivation and inspiration for you to get the things done in your home that you really want done. I'm putting the stovetop cleaning video in the upper right corner in case you'd like to watch it. YouTube is putting something in the left corner that they think you might like to watch. The rest of the videos I mentioned will be linked in my description box below. And remember, as always, that God loves you and I love you too, and I can't wait to see you next time.